Yo guys, what's up? It's Chad here, and I'm here making a video. It's a little different. It's not gaming. I've had a couple people ask me about my audio and how I do it and how I route it, and they're asking if I have a mixer. And while I sort of have a mixer, it is a virtual software mixer, so I don't have a physical mixer like with, are plugged into my PC. I just have my headset and my microphone plugged in, right? And maybe speakers or something. I'm currently not home at my actual setup, so my setup looks a little different and actually looks a little slimmer, looks a little nicer, neater. I don't know, man. My brain's not working. It's so late right now. You can see it's 2 in the morning, so I'm a little tired. But I use Voicemeeter Potato. Now, you can get a 30-day free trial. And with this 30-day free trial, you can access everything that I can do just for 30 days. Now, if you wanted to buy this, you can go to their web shop. So you click on web shop. I have it up over... Where do I have it up at? Here, I'll just pop it up right here. So this is what their web shop looks like. You want to go sign up and make an account. I have my account already. But if you're looking to buy it, it says it's $35. But honestly, you don't really need to spend that. At most, you spend $10. So you can spend $10 on this and still get it. This is what I use. I also use cable A and B. These are $5. So I use A and B. And I can actually show you this here. So I use A and B and C and D. So I bought both of these. These are the pages for those. So these are $5 each. So that's $10 for these virtual cables. Now I already paid for those. I also downloaded or bought Voicemeeter Potato. So that's $20 in total. I spent $20 in the past. It was a couple of years ago just for these three. I might have spent less than that. They might have changed their prices. But let's say I spent $20 and I got Voicemeeter Potato and I got A and B cable and C and D cable. Now, if you didn't want to use A and B cable, you can download other virtual cables. I'm sure that there is virtual cables free. I'm sure there's other sites that have, virtual cables that are free that you can download. So you don't have to buy these. They're $5. So, and it's made by the same people as Voicemeeter, like VB cables. So, it'll work a lot better. So you can download the free version of this. When you do that and you try to buy it, it's going to ask you for this thing called a response code. Basically, that code that you're looking for, I believe it shows up right at the top up here. And you basically just type that in. And then they send you another code, the license key, and you activate it. Mine's already activated, done. You can see it. I activated. I bought it a long time ago. I have my page here. So I downloaded these, installed them. You're going to want to install these. Restart your PC after this. But before you actually restart your PC, there's one more thing you're going to need. Now, you don't have to buy those audio cables. So let's say you're going off the tutorial of just using Voicemeeter Potato. So you go 30 days with Voicemeeter Potato. You can download this VB cable, virtual audio device. Now, I'll have these all linked in the description, so you can just go to these. I'll name them too, so you can see. So this cable output is its own cable output. It's just like A and B, except it's a free version. It's just one cable, one audio device. They give you one for free. So you can install that. I have that one. I don't actually use that one, but I installed it because, it's free. Why not have an extra audio device? So once you install all of those, you can go to your sound settings. So you want to go... Just type in sound settings, or you can go down to the bottom right here and just click sound settings. It'll take you to this page. Scroll down to more sound settings. Once you click that, it should pop up your sound panel. Now, what you're looking for is in playback is cable A, B, C, and D. I named my cable D to Spotify Music because that's what I have Spotify routed to. And the cable input. So these are the cables that I was showing you that these ones cost $5. So you get A and B for $5. You get C and D for $5. You get 4 audio cables for $10. This one's free, so you could just get away with using this one for now if you don't want to use all these extra ones, which technically I could get away with just using one right now. I honestly could, but I do use cable C sometimes. This is where you want to set your default device. So Voicemeeter input, you want to set that as your default device. This is the very first thing you want to do once you install the program. Same thing with recording device. is you want to go down to recording and set your Voicemeeter output to your default and make sure that all these are in your outputs as well. So you have cable A output, B, C, D, cable output, and those are all your outputs. Those are the ones that you want to set as default though, the ones I showed you. So Voicemeeter output and Voicemeeter input. Now, once we have that and that's done, we can go to Voicemeeter Potato. This is what it looks like. Yours is going to look a little different when you launch it. You're not going to have anything selected, so nothing will be selected. It'll be completely blank. Now, I have a few things already set up because I'm currently using it to make this video, because that's how I have my audio set up. This is going to be named Hardware Input 1, Hardware Input 2, Hardware Input 3, 4, 5, right? So you have 5 hardware inputs. Now these you can set to whatever you want. If you right click, you can name them. So I named this one microphone. I suggest putting your microphone inside of hardware input 1. So you just normal click on it. So just click it once. Find your microphone. So this would be your headset or your microphone. Mine is the Blue Yeti. So I selected Blue Yeti. And this is where you can fine tune it. I have some custom settings. I won't be going on that. Now, with your microphone, you want to send this to B1. It's called a bus 1. So bus 1 is actually the default device for microphones. So we already set that in our sounds. So when we went to sounds here in recording device, we set B1, and I'll actually explain that. Voicemeeter output is B1. Voicemeeter aux output is B2. Voicemeeter VAIO3 is bus 3. So these right here, these 3 tie to these 3 right here. So Voicemeeter output is B1, aux output is B2, and VAIO3 is B3. And now these also tie right here. Now this is a little different. Those are your main audio devices right here. These are audio, not microphone. So these are the only microphone devices. So that's what you have right there. Now, as you can tell, you have these ones as well. So you can actually modify and change some stuff here to make these work. So that's kind of how I do, let's say, I believe if I run Spotify real quick. So we pop up Spotify. Spotify runs to a recording device cable D. And that's kind of how I run Spotify separately. So it runs to that recording device, but it also runs to the audio device here, I think. Maybe not. Interesting. That is a little weird. Anyway, that stuff doesn't exactly matter currently. So now if you're looking to separate your audio, let's say you wanted to do Spotify, for instance. You wanted to do Spotify to your headset. So A1 is my headset. That's what I set up here. So A1 is where you select your. The first two things you do, select your headset and select your microphone. Those are the first 2 things you want to do. And basically, when you come to here, your main audio, you want to play your main audio to A1. So we'll get rid of all this stuff so I can show you kind of what it looks like. So everything is gone. The only 2 things that you should have, it should look exactly like this. So this will be turned up. None of these should be down. These should be, default unless you edit it. So microphone set to B1, audio is set to A1, which is right here. This is A1, which is your headset. This would be your headset volume, your audio. So any noise that comes through your main audio will go to A1, which is nice. So like we play a video, it'll go to A1. Now, let's say we wanted to do our web browsers. So I set my web browsers up so Google Chrome and Opera GX are set up to cable C. So that will play to my headphones as well. I believe I also had them set to A4. I'm not too sure why I had that, but I think there's a good reason for that. I'm not too sure yet. Music. So I have music set up to cable D. Now, this plays here, so I can edit my volume within like my headset. So here I edit this if I want to keep this all the way up. So I have this all the way up. This is for streaming myself. So I play a song. I'm playing a song, and currently, oh, I didn't think about that. That's why this is selected. I realized I split it to 2 different devices. So preference on this. I have Spotify set to my, if we go to volume mixer, we have it set to VAIO3. That is why this is named music output. So what this did, I believe, yeah, okay. So I have music set to this device. So essentially this plays to A5, which is cable D. So then I can edit and change the volume for stream. And I also have I have music cable D set to this third input, which I need to select this again. So this plays to my headset only. This plays to A5, which is cable D. This plays to my headset. I can change this. This won't interfere. This is only my audio for my music. Now, if I were to change this scroll, it'll change my headset and also the stream. I don't want to do that. So basically what I do, let's say for recording, I have this set to A5. It just plays there. Friends out needs to go to A1 for my headset. So I have Discord up to the aux input. So Discord goes here, but Discord also goes to B2. B2 is the Voicemeeter aux input. And that's what I have set up for stream for people to hear my friends. And then I can also hear them. I can change their audio by going into Discord. Now, if I wanted to change this, I could actually add, let's say, I don't send this to my headset, right? I send it to B2 for stream. And this is a good alternative here. So cable A is not set to A2. So A2 is cable A. All right. So now we have this set up to A2, which is cable A. We want to select cable A. This is friends, right? So now we have a friends tab here. We named it friends, and this is where they'll play. We want to play this to our headset. So let's say we're in Discord, and we don't want to switch. So we have this set to main output and aux input. So anything that goes to aux input will play to cable A and B2, which is a microphone device. So cable A is set for my friends only, so then I can scroll and I can change their volume for myself. This will not affect stream. The only one that'll affect stream, so we'll bring up OBS. This is where we get into OBS. So let's say we have Spotify set up to VAIO3. So inside of volume mixer, VAIO3 is for Spotify. This is how we split it. We don't play this to our headset, we play it to A5. So music out goes to A5, which is where it would be right here, music. We use the scroll wheel to change our music. Now, we want to set this up in OBS. Let's say we have it all set up. We are actually going to just get rid of cable 2 to make I usually just keep mine like this. And then I can still change their volume if I wanted, but not really. I usually change their volume in Discord, which honestly, I should max their volume out. Get everybody even and edit it in here. That's what I should do, but I don't. I don't really have an issue with it. So here is where I separated them. And same thing with my music. So my music, so I can control two different audio streams. So music for myself is right here. So these are all mine. This only affects me. Everything in 1 through 5 only affects my headset. So basically my microphone volume and my headset only affects my stuff. These scrolls over here affect everything. So everything that's connected to these, it affects. Same thing with these. Audio, main audio will be affected. So if you have it in OBS, it'll affect it by using that. That's why I don't use these ones. I rarely use these ones. The only one that I actually use, which will show you, is I have a Stream Deck application set up to this one. I am moving this one, which is my music. So actually my music is set to, that's kind of weird. I wonder if there's an echo. We need to play my music. Yeah, see, I knew that. So this is technically a microphone input too. So I set this to B3. So I'm playing music currently. and it plays the B3, and that's how I change my stream volume. So if you guys are ever watching me live, that's how I actually edit the volume of my music for you guys. For myself, I have another Stream Deck key that is named differently for myself. So when I move this is for my headset. So this is my music. So I can keep this at like, let's say -20, and I can put this one at -18. So this one's at 18, that's for stream. So for stream it's -18, but for me it's -24. So for me it's quieter and it's louder for you guys, type of thing. So I can fine tune those. If you double click on these, it actually resets them to 0. So that's a cool little hint. So now that we got Voicemeeter set up, this is what it should look like. You want browsers we don't care about currently, but we're going to be testing this and show you how to do it the basic way of setting up your microphone, music, and your main audios. So now that we're done with Voicemeeter and we have those all set up to where we want to go, we're going to create a folder here. I'm going to name this one audio. Name that. And this is where all my audio files are going to go. So I want to do my microphone. So let's say we do an audio input and we name this microphone. So mic. Let's name it mic. This is where you select Voicemeeter output because this is your default device for your mic. So you select this. Now you can see I'm talking and it's going into Voicemeeter or into OBS. And you can change it here. Now if I'm talking, you can also see it in Voicemeeter here and here. B1 is right here. So now let's max this out, right? We have it maxed out, and we're talking, and we can see it at the yellow. Now, if I lower this to, like, let's say -50, you can't even see it now. Like, you can barely see it moving, right? So that's how you change that. But usually you just want to go into OBS itself and change this. You don't really want to mess with this because you're already messing with it right here. So this is your normal. It's not going to peak at all when you have it right here. You want to fine tune it in OBS to where it doesn't peak. So when you're talking, so I usually keep mine about -7-ish. So like -7 for me right here is usually pretty good and it doesn't peak. And then you just leave this one alone. But yeah, you're editing your mic in here and also OBS. You're lowering the voice. So we have my mic set at -7.1, right? And we want to put that in our audio folder. Now you can keep this one separate because it's a microphone device. It's not technically your audio device, but I usually combine them because it's whatever. So now, this is where it gets confusing for certain things. So I set up my friends to be a mic device. Same thing with my music. So my music is also a microphone device. So B2 and B3 are microphone devices. Any buses are microphones. Those are not audio. Those are microphones, recording devices. So that's why when we go here, we want to select the microphone symbol because we set our music to that. So let's say Spotify music. So Spotify music, right? We're selecting VAIO3 because if we go into Voicemeeter, we set it to B3, which that corresponds to VAIO3 output. So when we put it in here, we can see it here, right? Now, I'm going to play my music and show you what I do. So we're playing music. It's going to B3. You can see it playing right here already. Now, I can change it for myself. And look, I just completely muted it. Like, right? I can mute it and it didn't affect this at all. I can't hear it now. I can't hear it, but you guys would be able to. Now I can hear it. Now, if I wanted to edit it truly, I go in here and I set it to a certain audio device. Let's say we set it to the same as my microphone. So let's say if I was muted, you could hear my music and not me, right? I mute myself in OBS. Now all you hear is my music. And you can change the volume of that if you want. How I do it for my streams is I set it to about my microphone or a little lower. And I use my scroller in here on B3 to lower it. See, if I lower it, you can actually see it getting lowered in here. But it doesn't affect my headset at all. So I can still keep my volume and have this to a different volume. So that's how I usually do it. Usually about -18 on this scroller is about good if you set this to like -10 or 11. So usually that's a good audio volume for music to play in the background. So that's how I have that set up. We're going to actually pause the music. And you probably noticed I have friends out as well. So this is the aux input. So we have friends set to my headset and also B2. Now since it's set to B2, it is an audio input. So let's say friends audio. Boom. Now, my friend's volume will be aux input. So when we select this, aux output, so that's friend's audio. So now, Discord, this is where I have my friend's audio set to. So Discord goes to aux output. So if I'm talking, I can hear myself right now. So that goes to aux output. So since Discord goes to aux output, it'll go here. So I don't ever use this scroll for their volume. I also don't use this scroll for their volume. The only edits that I do for stream is I set this to probably about -12. Or just a little less than my microphone, because you don't want your friends to be louder than you, the streamer, the recorder. So you want to set them to be a little quieter than your actual stream. So we set that to, let's say, -15.5. Now when people talk, it'll go to my headset, and I can actually turn them down myself, or you could do the same thing that I did with the music. Let's say you wanted to use cable A. We turn this off. We select A2, because A2 is cable A, right? And let's go over to friends. Now, when my friends talk, it's going to play to A2 and B2. So B2 is what I have selected for OBS. And A2 is cable A, which I have selected over here in my inputs. Now, I can set this to A1. So all my A1 devices play to my headset. I never affect that. I only affect the scrollers that affect A1. So I can have my music at a different volume than my friends. So I can turn my friends up, I can turn them down, stuff like that. Same thing with my web browsers. As you can see, I have my web browser set to cable C. So that's why web browsers is only in here, and also it's actually not even over here. So how I have my web browsers is set to cable C only. So I have cable C here, and it just plays to my headset. So this is how I separate this from my main audio. So like if I were to go to YouTube, I'll show you real quick. Let's bring up Opera GX. Let's go to YouTube. All right, let's play Flakes versus AppJack or something. I am watching a video, my audio's up. I can hear it, and you can see it right here too. You can't hear this at all. Like you can't hear this at all, but I can. And that's how I have my web browser's audio set up to stuff. And you probably want to do that if like certain things is playing. And now how we add this one. So let's say we wanted to add cable C. So it's as simple as adding cable C. So we go here, and now this will be an audio device, I believe. I could be wrong. So we'll name this web browser audio, right? Web browser audio. We'll name it that. Now this is where you click cable C. Now we see it right here in our audio mixer. And let's go back to that video. I accidentally X'd out of it. It's actually a good thing I have another video up already, so that we're watching a Marvel video. So that's playing. Oops, did not mean to do that. So that's playing to there, and playing to here. If we affect this, it does nothing to the web browser, and we have our web browser turned all the way up. It's turned all the way up. For me, I can't even. Like, I can't hear it at all, right? But Stream can. If you look, Stream can hear this. I can't. I turned it down for me because it's playing to A1. It's playing to here. This doesn't affect this bar at all. This is how you affect this one. So let's say you wanted your audio for your web browser to be louder or quieter than what you hear. I set it to cable C, and how I did that is I'll show you in sound settings. When you go to sound settings and you go to volume mixer, I have Google Chrome set to cable C. I also have Opera GX set to cable C. So all my web browsers are set up to cable C. So whenever audio plays through a web browser, this video, for instance, is playing to cable C. I have this selected so it plays to my headset. I can mute it if I want it. I can turn it off. I can mute it. I can affect whatever it sounds like, and I can change the volume myself without affecting the video volume. So this is only if like a streaming purpose. If you're watching the video yourself, like alone, you're not streaming, you can just use this slider. But let's say I was streaming, I want to use this slider for myself, and I want to use this slider for people in the stream or the the video, right? So that's what I would want to use. Now, you can look and see that I'm missing one more audio device. Now, this is your main audio device. So what you would do is you want to do your audio output. This is your main audio, so I usually name this main audio. Now, this would be Voicemeeter input. Voicemeeter input is your main audio. We can put these in here. So I usually put my main audio at the top. My audio devices are at the top. My inputs are at the bottom. So outputs are at the top, inputs are at the bottom, right? Now we can see all of these here. So main audio, I usually put a little lower. So my main audio is usually -10-ish. And this is your game audio. So let's say I wanted to play a game. I launched a game. Let's say like Rocket League, and I was playing Rocket League. Rocket League would be playing to this audio slider, which would be playing to main audio. And that's how you edit your game volume. So now it looks confusing. We have 5 different audio devices. Now, this is how I run my streams. I have a web browser audio, I have a Spotify music, I have my microphone, my computer's audio, so all default audio will play to this. So anything that's playing to default, which is this, you set this to your default audio device. Anything that plays through this line will play to this right here. And then my friend's audio, which plays to friends here, goes to A2, which A2 is right here. And A2 goes to A1. So how I routed it is, A2 is cable A. Cable A is linked over here, which then plays to my headset so I can hear it, but also is playing to B2 so then you guys can hear it, and I can change the volume. And then here you can change all the volumes you want. And now, let's say you're recording a video. Now, this is a brand new, profile. So I have nothing set up here. So let's say we wanted to set this up to MKV or something like that. This is where you want your audio tracks, right? So now, before you go in there, you want to go to your not properties. You want to go to this one. Where is it at? Oh, settings. So you want to look for your little settings thing here. And this is your advanced audio properties. As you can tell, all of these are selected. Now, how I have my Twitch VODs set up is I have all these playing to their own devices. Besides, let's say main audio. Let's say you're recording a video. You want all these to be on their own devices. So, we're going to unselect all of these. So I'll show you the little trick here. All these are unselected. You only want to select the audio routing to the file you want. So let's say my microphone. Microphone will be audio 1. So it's on audio track 1. My main audio will be on audio track 2. So audio track 2, these are separated now. They do not interfere with each other at all. I can go in my editing software and I can change the volume of the video recording because I have these on 2 different audio tracks, right? Let's say I wanted music on audio 3. Music's on audio 3 now. I can change the individual music in the video. Say I already recorded the video. It's on its own audio track. I can make it louder or quieter now. I can make it, if I need to make it louder, I can do that now in the editing software. Web browser. We want this on, let's say 4. Actually, we want web browsers to be on 5. This will play to audio track 5. And then friends audio will be on 4. Now to make it simple, because these are out of order, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is as simple as possible. But you want to set these to the audio track you want. So I like my mic to be on audio track 1. And I like my main audio to be on audio track 2. Spotify is usually on 3. Friends volume's on 4. Browsers is my last, which would be on audio track 5. Now you only have 6 audio tracks. So if you have 6 devices, you only can put them on those. And if you have more than 6 devices, you're going to have to combine them. So you have to be really smart about this. So if you have all these unchecked on these other ones, basically these have their own audio tracks. So I hit close. Now you go to settings in OBS. In OBS, there's an output setting here. You want to go to recording. You want to select all of these, right? We only used 5 of them, so we're going to select all 5 audio tracks. Now, if we record a video, this will have 5 audio tracks. We put it into an editing software. We can see the individual audio tracks and what they are, and you can mute them, you can change the volume. So that's how you separate the audio in your recordings. Stream, there is a thing called Twitch VOD track. I select this on my streams, the only track that plays. So let's say, since we set all of these are selected over here. I selected my Twitch VOD track. So now, let's say for copyright reasons, we don't want web browsers or Spotify Music in Audio 6. So microphone, main audio, and friends audio are all in audio route 6, as well as 4, 2, and 1. So now that they're all in 6, that is only what your video VOD, your Twitch VOD track, it'll only capture that audio when your video uploads. When you're live, while you're live, that's what this audio track is for. It'll do 1. And usually what you do, if you're recording, you want to create a new profile and stuff for that if you're recording, because you have these set to different audio devices. Let's say you're streaming. If you're streaming, you want to select 1 for all of these. So let's say we have them all on audio track 1. That's only if you're streaming. So if you're recording your videos, the only one that you wouldn't have on 2 would be like your Spotify Music and your web browsers. So once your video uploads, the only 3 audio tracks that it recorded for that Twitch VOD will be these 3. So whatever's on VOD 2 would be on those. Because we, let's say we selected VOD 2. So audio track 2, anything that's selected on 2 will upload with the video. While you're live, so let's say you're live, anything on audio track 1 will be on your live stream. So while you're live, people can hear everything. But once you're done streaming and your video uploads, the only audio tracks that upload with it are these 2, or these 3. So that's how you separate them. If you're recording videos, I suggest just like giving these their own audio tracks. So just selecting their own audio tracks. That way they're all separated and they're not, combined and playing with each other. So just give them their own. I'm just gonna select all of mine real quick on 1. But yeah, that's essentially how you use Voicemeeter and set up streaming audio. Now, this video is a little longer than what I wanted it to be, but it's a very good. I want to say it's a very good tutorial. I'm not very good at this, but I hope it helps you understand how to kind of use a virtual mixer, like a software mixer, on how to change your audio and move it around. I use this a lot, and that's why I know a lot about it, and I kind of know how to use it. I'm not great at explaining it, but it is very helpful and useful. So if you watch my video, and you can rewatch it a few times in the certain parts that you need to, but it's just how you separate audio. So if you want to be able to listen to music and you want Stream to hear music, but you want to have different volumes, so you wanted your volume to be different than what Stream hears, this is very good for that. And that's exactly what I use it for, is to separate audio, is to split it to 2 different devices. So that's why I love Voicemeeter Potato. I am also going to do a tutorial on SteelSeries GG Sonar, because Sonar is so much easier to understand, and it's as simple as like setting it up. So I'll do a video on that because it's so easy and way easier than Voicemeeter. This one's really confusing. You kind of have to know what you're doing, or watch somebody like me that kind of knows what they're doing. So I hope this helped anybody that was looking into Voicemeeter and looking into separating audio. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions or anything, just comment them down below. A like is very appreciated here. Subscribing is also very appreciated. I'm very thankful for all of you guys. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm out.